This is a pre-video message that there's going to be a post-video message, because over the last week as I've been recording this, I feel like I've kind of lost my mind a bit. So at the end I'll try to wrap it up with something positive. Enjoy. It's super dusty over here, but I'm going to take these cones. I'll explain why in a minute. Right here, we'll see how far I get. I don't want to put them in front of the house. We're going to use them to block the garage, and we'll see if we can make it. If we can get all the way past the workers, but I have a feeling they're going to say something. We're like just about defeated with the whole thing. I mean, the government has done their duty, I guess, to beat us down. They've beaten down a few other people. Hey, I think I jinxed myself. 2 days ago, I told Allie that I may be done with the videos on the arguing with the city about the garage. Things were progressing, the street going down towards the end. We hadn't heard anything in a bit, and I was like, I think maybe the next video will just be how everything ended up turning out okay, and everything looks great on the street, and we're all excited, and you know, we lived happily ever after. But you know, I spoke too soon, because yesterday about 6 guys from the city came out here, and essentially they told us that the following day they were going to be giving us a notice that they were going to tear out part of the garage, and they were going to give us 2 days to get our affairs in order or whatever. I don't know if they expected the conversation. They probably didn't expect it to go well with us, because they had 6 people out here, and of course it didn't go well at all, because I'm just totally over it, and I didn't accept anything that they said. I basically told them that we disagree. We don't want them touching our property. We don't want to talk about it anymore. We're totally done. You know, I went through everything that they've said. We had the first meeting. They said that if it was our property, they weren't going to touch it. Then they just came out, 10 days ago or so, and the guy said that they wouldn't touch it. They agreed they would not touch it, and I got the neighbor to come over to confirm that that's what he said, and that basically they can't accept that they're wrong, and they need to have some victory, and taking part of our garages, we're not going to accept that as a compromise at this point. I called them out and told them that throughout this whole process, they've never once apologized for, at the beginning, saying that the entire garage was on their property, and now they're saying that that they still need to take 25 centimeters. They at one point lied and said that the neighbors had given them 40 centimeters, and it turned out it was 20 centimeters. They haven't done any repair work on the property. They said they're going to fix everything that they've done, they'll fix. And I basically at that point was like, I don't want you touching anything. You're not touching our property, period. I know that they're not. I don't trust them at all to repair any of the damage that they've done, and we're finished. We don't want them coming near us, bothering us, period. So anyway, so after that, who knows what's going to happen. It's the next day. Here in a few minutes, I am meeting with an attorney. Thank you, David. He's watched some of the videos, and he put me in touch with this attorney, so he's coming out. We're going to discuss our next steps. But and everyone, there's actually been a lot of people that have stopped me and felt our pain, which gives us a little bit of strength to try our best to you know, not let this totally overwhelm us. But we're at the point now where we think that the city is not going to quit harassing us on this. So I'm going to talk to the attorney. My thoughts are that we need to sue them for damage to the house, damage to the property. But that's the steps we're going to take, because they need to stop with this stuff. You know, we spent a lot of money to get somebody out and confirm. We were prepared that they were telling the truth up front, but we didn't know. So once we found out that it was not true, that it wasn't their property, they're continuing to fight, and they're trying to bully us into giving up part of our property. Funny thing is, you know, you get different reasons. Now, the reason they're telling us now is they need to put this tube down in front of our property. I don't believe that. I mean, they've already laid most of the concrete. They've laid all these tubes, and if they need to put a tube down, we have no problem with that. Lay the tube down. But that's to have it say this 25 centimeters. Before it was 40 centimeters. It was 50 centimeters at one point. So the numbers just kind of change. They're arbitrary. So we'll see what the attorney says. And we met with the attorney, a really friendly guy. We kind of feel like he needs to catch up, because I think he still believes, well, based off of our conversation, that maybe this is something that we can just go down to City Hall and discuss, and we'll work it out and come to a compromise. But so we told him, yeah, go ahead. And he's down there today, right? So and then tomorrow we'll get an update. But I think he'll realize that it's not a simple solution, unfortunately. But maybe he'll surprise us. We'll find out tomorrow. All around, been a fun couple days loading our box up the hill. A little out of breath. So the other thing is we're almost out of gas. We probably will run out in the next 3 days. And the gas trucks that deliver only have about 40 meters of tubing to run to a property. Our tube is in the front of our house, but they can't drive on these streets right now. And I've talked to the president of our neighborhood, and he's been nice about trying to find a solution, but basically there is no easy solution. And asked some of the workers, and they're saying the same thing. It's nothing that really we can do. And I'm like, so we just run out of gas? And, you know, like, yeah, pretty much. You'll run out of gas in a couple of days. And you know, City of Zihuatanejo's official line is that it's not our problem, which has kind of been 3 months of this. And so that's the last week. The good news is, as you can see behind me, there has been solid progress on the street, and the guys out here working, the actual workers, are doing a really great job, and they're just working their butts off to get this thing done. The people in charge, I believe, are basically incompetent. As someone who's been here the last 3 months and has kept an eye on every bit of this project, it seems like they have no idea what they're doing. You know, it's dig a hole, fill the hole, redig the hole because they forgot to put a pipe in or a tube, fill the hole again, realize they broke the tube or the pipe, and they need to fill that again. Maybe they'll lay some concrete like they did over there and realize something was messed up and they got to pull that up. So it's probably all sorts of delays and wasted spending. And right now at the end of the street they broke some pipe, so they've got about 50 meters of ditch that they've had to redig in the last couple of days. That's still ongoing as I speak. On the garage, we haven't heard anything too different from a couple of days ago when I talked to the attorney. He went down to City Hall. He gave them all the documents, basically all the stuff they already had. I've told them, I've kind of given them a price and said that we think that the best step should be to sue the city for what we think that we're owed for what's happened, and we need to go a little bit on the offensive. We're kind of in a holding pattern there, and maybe in the next couple of days we'll kind of have an idea of where things will go. And I keep thinking, you know, another week we'll kind of know where things stand. And now I've been saying that for about 6 weeks probably now. So another week, maybe we'll know where things stand. So the last couple of days has been trying to get this gas. And today I thought maybe I had it figured out. There's other neighbors too that are out of gas, and it's a problem. Here's the way I look at it, and I've tried to explain this to the people that are kind of running the neighborhood, and I feel are a little bit concerned. They don't want to make too many waves because they're building this nice road. But you know, the government's primary role is to provide public goods and services in exchange from the revenue that they raise from the people that live here and the residents. Building nice roads, that's great. We love it. But, you know, you need to provide access, safe passage. You need to finish it in a timely manner. Respect the property of the people that live there. don't be wasteful, and the citizens should hold government accountable and not be afraid to ask questions. So on the gas thing, we're not getting anywhere. I've tried with these guys. They literally have told me it doesn't matter to them, right? So when the workers are saying it doesn't matter, that's not their problem to deal with. People that lived on this side of the street not having gas, then you're in trouble. So this afternoon, I went down to the bottom of the hill. I had 2 trucks that I thought had the amount of hose to get to our property. On our street, it looked like we weren't going to do it. They were not going to let them pass. But at the restaurant down below, they said we could walk through their house and bring the hose up to our place. But we needed probably maybe 80 meters, maybe even 100 or 120. The one guy never showed up. While I was waiting for the other one, I'm sitting on the curb down at the bottom of the street, and there's a couple orange cones that I didn't notice until this guy was like, hey, you need to move out of the way. The boss wants to park here. And so I get up, and this guy pulls in, and of course I have to give him a hard time. I'm like, why are you getting a private parking spot? You know, and he, of course, like usual, oftentimes when I ask them questions, they ignore me. When I when I was asking about gas, most of the guys don't just pretend like I don't exist. So anyway, so he basically ignores me, and he eats his lunch with those other couple guys, and I'm sitting there waiting, and they move the orange cones back to where they're supposed to be, blocking the street from people going up to the top of the hill. And anyway, then the gas guy shows up. We go down to the end of the street. They're like, we have 60 meters. It's not going to make it. I'm begging them. I'm like, we've got to figure out a way. Can you connect another hose? And then I just said, let's go to the top of the street. We're going to do this. I'm like determined that when we get to the top of the street that I'm going to get them down there. So they do come up to the top, kind of get out. Everyone's like, no. Again, I'm telling them, I'm like, all you got to do is drive like 100 meters. I'll give you 500 pesos. It'll take you 2 minutes. I'll give you another 500 pesos to do it. And he's like, no. He just drives off. So that's when I went back down there. I was like, well, I'm taking these orange cones and I'm putting them in front of my garage. So, and I did that. And that's where they are right now. So we'll see how long they stay there. We still have a problem with the gas. Who knows how that's going to play out. But that's the latest on the news here at the end of the street. Back home, the drinking water trucks won't deliver right now. So we had to go pick up water for our guests. I do want to end on something. Try to be as positive as possible, or end on a positive note, because obviously we're like so overly frustrated. It's unbelievable with just how everything's gone so far, and we've probably made that very clear to everybody from the president of the town all the way down to the workers out front. But we have a lot of friends that work in government. They do a great job, and maybe one day this will all be over with, and we can laugh about it. But right now, all we can do is, we can't control what's outside of this home, and we can only control how we react to it and our attitude. So we're doing our best to do that, and we thank everyone who's sent us notes or stopped us on the street to say that they're they're trying to send us positive vibes, and we'll keep you up to date on what happens next. All right, thanks. Take care.